The Early Child Education Report came out of the OECD's evaluation of Canada. And there we saw that Canada was a policy laggard. We were last in spending. We were last in our investments in young children. And these benchmarks that we have for the report came from best available evidence, scientific evidence from across the world, as well as roundtables and discussions with experts in the field of early education, in the field of policy, in the field of child development. And we reach these benchmarks in collaboration with experts as well as with the recommendations of the OECD. What's important is that these benchmarks are somewhat tailored to Canadian society. All of these benchmarks have at least been reached in one jurisdiction in Canada, so it does really reflect Canadian values and Canadian society. And these benchmarks include governance, how our early education system is governed. It includes funding, how much money is invested, and how is that in ratio and in relationship to how much overall provincial and territorial budget the budget is. Things like access. Do our children have access to high quality early education? What does the learning environment look like? Is the workforce properly valued and paid? Or is there a curriculum that guides their work? As well as accountability. How are we being accountable for these policy decisions? Is there monitoring tools and how our children are doing? Are there progress reports that allow us as a country to compare and look at different jurisdictions and how these policies are being implemented and how they're being utilized? So these are the 5 broad categories of our benchmarks, and within each of these categories we have several benchmarks together, totaling 19 benchmarks across 5 categories.